Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to the Rancher and Stilettos Presents Cocktails and Conversations. Today, me, Marsha Williams Cromer, have the honor of speaking with my dear friend and the rock star movie producer, best-selling author, Shelley Roxanne. Hi, Shelley. How are you, beautiful?
Hi. I'm great, thank you.
Listen, and you know you're back by popular demand, my girl.
Oh, really?
All the numbers pointed to you. Yes,
Wow.
ma'am. So I had to bring you back. So
All
much
right.
has gone on since we talked last.
A lot has gone. Let's just say quite a few things have gone on.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. In fact, you are a new grandma. Hello. I'm so happy about that. My nephew Evan has a new baby.
Yes.
And
Evan
I
Jr.,
and what is
aka
that like? I mean,
EJ.
this is a firstie.
It's a firstie. It's a firstie. And I'm probably behind my compadres in this. Most
Yeah.
of the people, my age are on like their seventh or eighth, you know. But not me. This is my first little grandbaby, and he's delicious and it's wonderful. People say, oh, you love your grandchildren more than your children. I'm like, I don't know that that's possible because I adore all three of my babies, but it's a different um relationship that you have with this one, and he's
Right.
brand new, literally, 2 weeks old. So I cannot really say exactly, except he stole my heart, most
He's
definitely.
stolen mine. He's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. And he's so sweet. He's a great baby. He does not fuss. He is chill, and I mean chill. He just sits and observes. He's taking it all in. He was born
Oh,
with his eyes open, and he's looking around just
yeah.
right away, like, where am I? What's happening here? Who are you? Like that. Nice to meet you. I mean, that's how he was.
I love it. I love it.
You see these
Well,
babies, their eyes closed, they're sleeping, they're, all out of it. He just came like ready to go.
I
He's
love
ready
it. I
to go
love it.
shopping. He's ready to go shopping with his grandma.
Well, and I know how well you do that as I've been, one
So
of the parties to the shopping sprees. And
you have
oh
a
my God,
license
back
with
in
it.
the day, girl, back in the day.
Yes,
Well, we
yes.
got to have a toast.
Okay. Oh,
Yes. Cheers to this amazing opportunity to have another conversation with my girl. Mm.
awful.
Can you believe that I am entering into the fifth year of the Rancher and Stilettos life?
What? 5
5
years?
years. 5 years. It's
Oh
absolutely insane.
God.
It's insane. And something that just started as a dream, a vision, a story that I'd had for years and just knew it was a good story, but I'll be straight, too lazy to pull over and write. I knew I could get it done, but so much was going on in the world. I loved the work I was doing. I loved the philanthropic work I was doing. And I love to
Yeah,
travel. So
yeah.
I was either doing one or the other of those things. And then when COVID happened, I had to pump the brakes and I made the decision through prayer. I was like, Father, I am not coming out of this without something to show for it.
Yeah. And you
Here we are. Here we are.
had a baby, and then you
Three
had
babies,
three
three
babies, you
babies,
had
and
triplets.
another one on the way.
Oh my gosh, you pregnant thing.
You know what? I cannot with you. I forgot already that fast. Yes. Well, welcome back to the show. I wanted to just kind of get caught up. What's going on in your world? I know you are still making movies, that you are still going to work with me to make my movies. So, what's going on?
Of course, well, I, released a film. Well, first of all, I mean, I obtained my master's degree in film,
Right.
which is something that, at the end of the day, do you need? No. But I wanted to do it. And it was just constantly challenging myself.
Well, and not only that, remember, and let me remind the audience or tell the audience, you were on like a crazy fast track to get this master's in like what, a year?
Yes, 1 year.
And
It's a
then you actually graduated in October,
yes,
salutatorian.
yes,
I
yeah.
love it. I'm so proud of you.
Um, and I was not only, so I did probably, I don't know, maybe 6, 7 films through that process. I
Right.
was in a film. I have been acting in. That was the first. But then I had done costume design, production design, um, camera. I mean, it's you
So
get it all, and so the I now have awards for from film festivals for the costume design, for the production design, for all the good stuff. Directing, I've awarded, so now award-winning filmmaker.
I love that. I love
And
that.
it's exciting. So Butterfly is now on the film festival tour, and that
Right.
will probably, for the next year or so, after you finish your film, you really take it to festivals and let it get out there to the world. So I'm in the process with that. And then I have all these other films that are waiting in the works, including RIS. And so this is going to be a busy next couple of years.
Yeah. Yeah. And it
Um,
goes by so fast, but at the same time, what I notice as I'm writing, I just I'm just about ready to send the book to editing, right? But one of the things that I notice is as I'm creating, it overlaps. I came up with so many stories story ideas while I was finishing up book four. And I can't wait to finish that book to kind of move on to the next, but I've already started outlining them.
yeah,
Whole different story, completely away from the Rancher series. But again, the creative flow is there.
yeah. No, once you're in it, I mean, I'm a junkie, for it. When I'm in the creative zone, I don't think about eating. I don't think about sleeping. I had multiple 40-hour
Oh,
days
wow.
in the past year where it's just, I'm going, and people, a fraction of, and I mean teeny fraction of my age, could not hang.
Right,
They
right.
could, and I'm there doing my thing. Um, it has been an amazing process of proving to me what I was capable of doing, at this tender age and stage in my life. And so, it's kind of like watching Mike Tyson and going, I mean, I get it, but I'm glad I was doing my thing, not looking like I was the age
Right,
I was, you
right,
know,
right.
because like I said, these young people who were in their early 20s were like, Shelley, what do you do? How? What, what are you taking? I need some of it, whatever it
Yeah.
is. And I'm like, no, I'm just high on life. And I love the creative process that it fuels me. And it just gives me the drive and excellence and the
It,
desire to not just do it, but to do it that the best it's ever been done.
well, and don't you also find that when at your age now versus when you were 20, that that history and legacy that you built, I personally find myself totally grateful to still be healthy enough, energetic enough, and you just build on that. And you remember those projects that you had 30 years ago that you struggled with. And on some level, even though the struggle's still there, you know you're gonna make it through. You always have. You have history
Oh
on your
yeah, I
side.
mean, well, that's the thing. I think there's so much that maturity,
Yep,
um, there's benefits to, right?
I agree
You
totally.
understand you've been through some stuff, so you know, okay, this is not gonna kill me.
Right,
Nobody dies in this scenario.
right,
It is inconvenient, but we'll get through it.
right, right,
But you don't know that when it's your first storm, when it's your first, you know, big, huge event. You don't know because you're thinking, this is it, it's over.
right, right.
And it's so far from over. It is just a part of life's process. And when you recognize that, you're like, okay,
And then
you know,
look at all the stories you have from your experiences,
uh,
because I'm telling you, and I know insider, spoiler alert, and I won't go too far, but Butterfly was based on a true event that happened in your life. And the fact that all these years later, you use that, which was really a crazy situation that happened and could have been devastating, that turned out great and as
and
well
that
as could
people
be.
said was made up. They're
Yeah,
like, could not have possibly happened. And
right,
I'm like, no, no, it really happened. And you know, again, that's what we use though. That's what we as creatives
yeah,
use is we pull life experiences and create these things, you know, how you created all the characters in Rancher and Stilettos is just, I'm thinking, what? Now I know that they were based on the dreamers and based on other people in your life, but they were all in your head.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And in some way, it's a little bit schizophrenic because it's like you have all these people living there, you
Living
know,
with me, yes,
with you. Yes. And they're your friends and they're your confidants and everything. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. I have the deepest respect for writers because having written many films over this process, I'm thinking, how I look back, it's like, how did I do that?
right,
Where
right.
did those people come from? They were in here. It's an
One of the
amazing
things you
process.
shared with me, and it's resonated, is you're pretty much a self starter, and once you start down a path, you kind of know what you need to do. And one of the hardest parts of this process is recognizing how many people you now have to rely on.
Oh my
that
gosh.
that was that was a kind of a challenge
Revelation.
on
That was, no, it was. It that is, I will tell you that making a film was the most humbling thing because it is the one thing that I have done in my life
Mhm.
that you cannot do alone.
Right, right, exactly.
Do alone.
And
You know,
a lot of the control you got to give up, because you got
but
these
I don't
people.
care. I have no problem
Yeah,
about getting control of. My thing is actually finding people who have the same level of work ethic and
yeah,
integrity that you do about approaching something. Um, and you know, I experienced a lot of challenges with people who just wanted to cheat.
yeah,
You know, that they just like, well, you know, I know that the requirements of this, we can cheat this by doing this and I said, no, no, we're not going to cheat.
yeah, yeah,
Cheat. We're going to get it done, and we're going to get it in the time frame and within the budget that is allotted, and it's going to be at the highest quality,
yeah,
and we're not going to cheat. But the first thought for
yeah,
some of these young
yeah,
people is
exactly.
a quick
Shortcuts.
shortcut. And so again, that was the challenge. It was not giving up because I'm so happy to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And and um, I don't want that to be, people's assessment that it's like, well, um, being a control freak or anything like that. That is so not the case. I would happily go here,
Right. Delegate,
here.
delegate.
But if you don't want to do it, don't present yourself of being capable of doing it, then it's just something that I ended up, I'm like, okay, I have to do. But there were just things as Tom Brady's now ex, who's pregnant, by the way. How crazy is
You know what?
as she said, he can't throw the ball and catch it, even though he has done that.
Right.
And Lamar Jackson has done that.
Yeah.
um, you can't be the quarterback and the wide receiver at the same time. You can't do.
Right.
Um, and so this was that humbling process where it was just you have to delegate to other people and pray that they have the same level of integrity that you do about the work.
Right. Right. Right.
The desire to deliver something to the audience that they would be proud of and be proud of their children and grandchildren and Mima and grandma and all them seeing. So
Can I just interject
yeah.
one of your motivators? And this is because I got inside scoop, folks. All right.
Okay.
So, in motivating yourself to do this very accelerated program, as we're talking on the phone, and you're saying to me, I think what would make me happy
Yes.
is to wear a different outfit every day. And
Every
I know personally how that turned out. Can you share that with us?
Well, at first, because this is how I am, that I'm okay, I need to get straight A's, and that's gonna be, that's the goal for when people go to school, and that's the goal.
Right.
I'm thinking that's not necessarily that's easy. Let me take this to another level. I am going to wear a different outfit every day for 300
I love it. I
and not
love
repeat,
it.
not repeat at all, not even remotely like I'll wear these pants with this top and then,
Right.
you know, completely different. I would wear the outfit and then put it in a completely separate closet so that I didn't even reach for it
Right.
again, you know. And these children that I went to school with were like the first couple of days, like, oh my God, I love that. Oh, I love that. Then they said, you have not, and I think it maybe have been like maybe 4 weeks, 3, 4 weeks in, you have not worn the same outfit.
The fact
Uh,
that they're even paying attention to that.
dang it,
But it's not just the outfit, it's how you present yourself. You know that. It's not just the outfit.
it wasn't just, and I knew that because everything was different. I mean, it just was, I was just having fun again.
Right. You got
Gosh,
to go to school after years of not being in school, and you've got the benefit of years of being out there in those stores shopping and finding and curating the perfect outfits, and now you get a chance to put them out there.
my thing is, you got to get dressed.
Yeah.
You have to put something on. It is illegal to be naked
Yes.
public places. So if you have to do it, do it. I mean,
That's
that's
right.
all I'm saying. So I
Go
just had fun.
extra.
And the funniest part, and because I'm really like, the Black Elle Woods, so I'm in the school, and these kids are with pajama pants
Right.
and
Right.
pants, sneakers, and I'm there with my heels and my pink and, just beat and just everything. And they're looking.
Right.
Every single teacher, I've only had one female, as a matter of fact, in the whole journey. The rest of them are guys. And they just, so every one of them make a point of mentioning. Can I just say?
But I have a question. So, like in general,
Yeah,
everybody loves to see someone, whether it's male or female, who takes care of themselves, who presents themselves beautifully. You see that maybe one day and you go, oh my God, you clean up nicely. But when you see it every day, then they start to recognize, well, that's just who you are, you
yeah,
know? And a lot of times women will say to me, why, girl, I couldn't go to all that trouble. Well, I
right.
couldn't go to all that trouble for myself.
Yeah.
I mean, why would I anticipate anybody else would go to any trouble for me? Right? I mean, it's just how I
It's,
want to show up.
and again, I am not judging the person who puts on a sweatshirt and
Exactly. Exactly. But
goes
then you
out.
can be judged by
Oh,
going,
of
like,
course.
you're going too far. Why you don't need all
No,
of
no,
that.
no, because one of the teachers, the female, the only female, um, who, I'm not speaking out of school, even though, if they see this, they'll certainly know. But because she said it out loud, I'm gonna say it out loud. She says in front of the whole class, you come in here every day looking like you're on the runway. And this industry doesn't care about fashion. And
Okay.
might appear, it might appear like you're trying too hard.
Okay. Okay. And
Well,
and how did Shelley Roxanne respond?
and I said, well, because she said, I come like I'm just coming from the supermarket. And I'm thinking to myself, it might appear that you're not trying at all.
Okay.
But I didn't say
Okay.
that because I'm too grown to come
Right.
at her
Right.
like that.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
I sat there and I said, well, the beauty is that I really do this for me.
Right.
I I wear this in the house cooking.
Right.
I don't all of a sudden then get in the house and now I start pulling off faces and doing. It's who I am because when I look in the mirror, I want to see something that I go as as my
Someone
girl
you look forward to being.
as my girl Jennifer Lewis says, pretty bitch. Okay.
Oh,
That
that part. That part. Yes. Yes.
that's how you want to look in the mirror at yourself.
Yes.
So if you're cool with your hair in a bonnet with a bonnet on and sweatpants and the thing, and you go out like that and you go to the airport like that and you go wherever, um, that's your business. And I'm not judging you at all.
But
Because we have
exactly.
the right to do exactly what we want to do.
And,
But
and, and to me, it's like any muscle. You know, you use it often enough, it becomes second nature. You know, when you get ready to go out, it doesn't feel like to you that you can be anywhere in 30 minutes. You know, it's not like to be amazing looking like you look right now that it takes you 2 hours to get there.
no, 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 no.
No,
I tell you, this is quick, and
practice makes
oh my
perfect.
God, you must get up 2 hours. No, no,
No,
no, no. It's not even like that. But again, it's just, gosh, it's just a choice.
yeah.
That's all. We all have the right, at least right now, to choose. So, and so
I
while
picked up on that. I
right
picked
is
up on
coming,
that. So, look, life after November 6th.
right now we have to try. I mean, when I have to start wearing the Handmaid's Tale outfit, then that's something else. But until then,
I
I get
know
to
it.
wear
I know it.
clothes. I mean,
My mind.
it's just, like people say, oh, that's for a special occasion. And I'm thinking every
Every
day
day.
that you wake up is a
Every
special
day.
occasion. There are people that didn't wake up this morning,
That's right.
you know. I saw one day I was talking to my mother and we were laughing and cackling and talking about stuff. The next day, she wasn't here. She did not wake up the next day.
Yeah.
So I know how delicate that is. I know how precious life is. And in the end, I don't want to have any regrets. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Wow, I should have wore that outfit that was sitting there.
No.
And that when I bought it, I just couldn't wait. And then special occasion, no. Just because it's Wednesday,
Oh my God.
Sunday,
It's
or
it's it's like not using your good china. No.
Tuesday.
Absolutely use everything. Use everything. If you're not going to use it, give it away or share it.
I mean, I spoke about Irma Bombeck years ago on my radio show, and she was her piece on "If I Had My Life to Live Over Again"
Right.
was profound for me because she said, "Use the good china, burn those candles that are sitting there that you went on vacation and you
Right.
bought the candle and it says Mexico or Cancun or whatever. Burn the candles."
Yeah.
She says, leave the dishes in the sink and get on the ground and play with your grandchildren. Let your hair blow in the wind, even though you just got it done.
Right.
So many things that I think people leave for us, little clues that you know what, that sounds good. Because I could guarantee you the people that are in hospice are not sitting there saying, wow, I should have
Right.
uh, worn sweats more and
Right.
been somewhere. Oh, I should have. No, they're thinking of the things that they could have done, not regrets really about the things they did.
Right.
It's
Right.
really about the things you didn't do.
That you didn't do. Absolutely.
You know, even the things that you tried that is just like, well, that didn't work out.
But you
Okay.
learn from it. Keep it moving. Absolutely.
Every experience you learn from, everyone,
So,
if you're smart.
so I want to pivot a little bit and
Uh-huh.
talk about the book that's getting ready to come out. And I am going to send you a copy before it actually goes to print, just to see, get your feedback and see if you have any thoughts on it. But remember that we went from the books that were one, two, three progression of the Rancher and Stilettos to now talking about Zayd before the ranch, how who she was before she became the Rancher and Stilettos, just a kid
Yes.
growing up on a ranch, right?
Yeah.
So in that process of writing this book, we've talked a few times. What do you think that for those characters that are not in this book right now, do you think that that's something that I should explore with like a book for the Rancher in Stilettos, or do I kind of take the approach that I build out each character into maybe a kind of a short story? What would you think about that?
Okay, I'm
What would
trying.
you be more interested in hearing or reading about? Life after, with the kind of carrying on from book four, or focusing more on bringing out each one of the girls sort of their own little short story. I've been toying around with that.
Yeah. Um, it's interesting because I probably, and this again, just from now really understanding even better story development,
Mm-hmm.
that we're kind of hooked on the protagonist, right? Who
Okay.
is. Zayt is, at the end of the day, she is. Her friends are um, all interesting. Her love interest guys are all interesting. But this is about her.
Mm-hmm.
This brand is about her. I would even, which is interesting, explore Corey's past.
Interesting. Why not
And
ask?
yeah, and who was he? And what experiences did he have that he then found himself attracted to her?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
You know, so completely unexpected, something. Now of course we're having this conversation for everybody to hear, but I would do that,
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
because I think that's interesting to get into the head of the guy. But again, that's really my thing.
Mhm.
I think being the mother of three sons and, being the only girl, um, I've always been fascinated with the mind of boys who then
Uh-huh.
men. And that's why I counseled as a coach. I've coached far more men than I have females because I hear them
Yeah.
in a way that other people don't hear them. And I think that women miss out in stereotyping men when they're a lot deeper than most women give them credit for.
Yeah. 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 And
They,
and to your
they,
point, my writing coach, Brian W. Smith, he would take like a chapter that I wrote and literally just de-female it, because it was like a lot of maybe presumptions that were made without understanding, male ego, how men think. And, yeah, I have guy friends or whatever in my life and relatives or whatever. But to actually hear it from a male writer, he just like shut me down basically, and he was like, no, 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 you do what you want. But from my perspective, I think you can look at the male perspective a little deeper. And I was very superficial. Some of the best advice that I got in this whole
yeah,
writing process. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. See
Yeah.
that's I believe that. I mean, I can watch something and tell you without seeing the writer. I could tell you whether it was male or female.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, because and then I could also probably tell you fairly closely the race of the person.
Interesting. Okay.
They try and tell you, especially now shows, that's an individual if it's a film. But shows, there's usually a writer's room. So there's a full group of writers.
Right.
And they tell you that now those writers' rooms always have diversity in them. I
Mm-hmm.
don't necessarily believe that's true. As a matter of fact, I know it's not true.
Right.
But that's the talk, because there are just things that you would see that culturally that would not happen.
Right. Right. Right.
You
Right.
know,
And honestly, even in some of the series is that you watch and I've watched in the past, I could tell when they change writers.
yes.
Oh my God. And I'm
Well,
like,
hey,
I mean, it's like
well,
the
actually,
the,
they
the
change.
viewpoint is totally different.
Yeah, actually, the writers in a series are typically a different head writer for every episode.
Oh wow.
So if you watch the credits, which now is one of my favorite things to do,
Right, right.
is to most people, they're turning it off, they don't pay attention. It's the richness of seeing how many people there were involved in that. And who's that name? Wow, okay. I recognize that person from another show or another thing. Um, and because it takes incredible talent.
Yeah.
See what we see that we sit back for 2 hours or even a 45-minute episode or whatever it is. And we're just taking for granted all that it took to get that thing on a screen.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I don't care if the movie is horrible. I'm thinking, you know what it took to get that? I
Yep.
have respect now.
Yep. Absolutely. I think I shared with you, I was just an extra in a movie and didn't really think too much about the process. I just thought, oh, that'll be fun. I'll go do this. I was in the movie less than a minute, all right? But I was on set for about 8 hours.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then to get to interact with the director, the writer, all that stuff was amazing. And so to see it finally come out as a whole movie, I had so much respect for them
Yeah.
because everything they said they were going to do in terms of what we as just extras could expect.
Yeah.
An IMDb credit, your name is credited on the movie, you get paid, whatever. But
Right.
every single thing they said they were going to do, they did it. And it was a good movie. And I thought, mad props, because
God.
I got to see how the sausage was made.
Yes, yes. And you just respect the meal
Yes,
so more when you know what went into its prep.
absolutely, absolutely.
I
And
mean,
now you have me watching movies differently.
yeah,
And
yeah.
while you've been in school and I've had, a chance to go to France and hang out for a few months, and movies were
Tough
movies were
gig,
my
tough
friends.
gig, tough gig, tough
I'm
gig.
sorry.
I said tough gig that you
Oh
had
yeah, oh yeah, totally.
hanging out in France while I'm slaving, you know,
But hey, we both
out
end up
here.
at the end of our journey better for it, right? But while I'm watching these movies, I'm literally texting you,
Yeah,
knowing, and you probably even now need to go back in your text string because you miss several movies that I was watching, thinking of our conversations.
yeah, yeah.
And so now when I watch a movie, I'm literally looking at those things that I hear you tell me in my head. And then if it's something that I think you should see, I always send it to you just
So
to.
I love that you're like, okay, put this on your list to watch and put this on your list to watch.
But I'm usually batting at 1,000. I'm just
No,
saying.
no, no. Most definitely, you definitely have been some of the things that you have recommended have
Off the
been
beaten path, some really great independent films. I
good.
honestly cannot wait to see our project get to that point. And I know initially I put it out there. This is a movie. I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to keep grinding them out. And now I understand the work that it takes to get there. We've been working on this for over a year now ourselves.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you realize most of the films that you see uh, were in probably between the development and the pre-production stage for 5, 6 years.
Right, right.
Years.
I get it. I get
Years,
it.
years. And then the quickest part is actually producing the film. Actually, the real production of shooting it is the
Right,
quickest part. Is the quickest part. So it's like slow, speed, speed, speed to that.
right.
Once you wrap, then long process again because the post production
Yeah,
is a journey.
right, right.
So it's an amazing process. And when they rush it, you could tell.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I
Mhm.
am going to keep hope alive. I know that our story will come to screen.
Of
And thank
course,
you. I want to thank you so much for joining me today, Shell. You know, I love you to pieces. Your family. Your family. We're
oh
literally family.
gosh, that goes without saying. Absolutely.
Well, I love you so much for joining me. I want to toast out.
We're
And
finishing.
hopefully I will get there to see you soon. Cheers, my love. I
Yes.
will. I'm coming. I'm coming.
Pancakes are waiting.
Mm. Oh, don't even start. Okay. Don't spoiling me again. I love it. I love it. We'll
Love
talk soon, my love. Mwah.
you.